Hey, Monday is here yet again. How, truthfully, how lucky are we? How blessed are we to be able to wake up, breathe air, right? Open our eyes, live this life, even when things are challenging, even when things are tough, when things are happy, like we still get to do this. And sometimes I just need that gentle reminder that I still woke up today, I'm still breathing air, I can move, like my heart is still beating, I still feel things, like I just sometimes need that bit of gratitude. um but I think that something that I want to talk about today is not necessarily gratitude, but it really is um looking at how your body responds, like how your actual body responds when you say yes to something or when you say no to something. How does it respond when you participated in something, right? Or you did something and then it's over? Do you feel like a weight off your shoulders? Do you feel that you're sad? Do you feel like you're kind of going through this grieving process? Like, really pay attention. I think that we don't talk about this kind of thing enough. And it's really, women tend to experience this more than men do, in my experience. But it's really about looking at this intuition that we all have, um, that gut instinct, right? And I was on a call this morning, and just so interesting how we were really talking about like the energy that we felt, in our bodies when what we were working on was over, and how it just felt like a weight was lifted. And I thought that's really important. That is really important to take a look at, and it's important to notice. Um, I think it's telling. It's telling in so many ways. And for example, I will just share with you what I experienced in that a kind of a competition that I was part of ended, and almost instantly I felt like this weight being lifted off my shoulders. And some other people on my team said the same. They experienced kind of the same thing, and how some events coming up they're choosing to say no to instead, and how they just feel like a tremendous amount of weight lifted off their shoulders. And I think this is so important because when we start to look at and pay attention to how we feel, really paying attention to that gut instinct, I think it allows us to see what truly drains our energy and what is really fulfilling for us, what is giving us energy. And if you're constantly doing things that are draining you of energy, you're going to feel overwhelmed with everything. Things are not going to be moving along like you want them to move along. I think more negativity starts to show up for you, more negative energy starts to show up. It just doesn't feel like alignment. It's kind of a trendy word, but it really is true. And then when you say yes to something, if you truly have not just excitement, but you really feel in your gut like, okay, I can do this, or yes, I'm really looking forward to this for X, Y, and Z reasons, those are also important things to look for. It helps us to learn how to discern how do we say yes and how do we say no to things. Because sometimes our minds, right, kind of start to play tricks on us, and we might start to feel guilty saying no to something when um, we really want to say yes to it, or saying yes more often than not, saying yes to something that we really actually want to say no to, but we don't want to feel guilty. So, learning how to tap into that intuition, learning how to tap into that gut instinct, and really paying attention to the data. What lights you up? What really makes you feel, um, that you're not, that it's not everything should be easy, but what really brings you some energy? Where do you really feel, and where do you really see that your energy is increasing, not decreasing? I will tell you that when the competition was, over, the end of April, just a couple days ago, that weight was just like, it felt like pressure being taken off. It felt maybe a little bit freeing, but I think more than that, when I really take a look back, when I really take a look back, I can see where I was putting intentional effort in and where I was not putting intentional effort in. And I think part of it was, um, the work that I did 90 days ago is starting to show up. And it's this reminder that I have to look at pressure and look at deadlines maybe a little bit differently than I was. Um, and I think it's just an opportunity to just be really honest with myself, right? Not hard, not, not beating myself up on things, but just being really honest with my actions that I took. And, did I say yes for the right reasons? Um, so how can I make decisions going forward that are a little bit more aligned? So this might be a little bit of a ramble today, but this is just my thoughts. Maybe some of it has resonated with you, but just really taking a look at what fulfills your energy, what grows your energy, what increases your energy versus what depletes it, and how important it is to really take a look at that. When we make decisions, when we say yes and no to things, when things end, when they start. So that's my thoughts for this week. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I will see you next Monday.